It is Saturday, March 27th, 2021. We're back with more Overwatch case files. We have our first case, which is a Wraith King marked for feeding. This is unranked. They are 7-3. Wraith King is 0-5 and 0. He's level 3, level 7 on the Void Spirit, and the Timber Saw, the mid laners. This is probably just a regular Dota game. We're going to hit play. We're going to get to it. Wraith King. Meanwhile, let's pause this for a second. He just popped back. So right there is not a good thing. And now we got some weird audio issues by pausing. He is queued up. Chainmail so he can finish off phase boots. And then he's going for Radiance. And then a Blank Dagger. Okay, play before anybody goes crazy. He TP's back to lane. We got the tree bug. Really, they should fix the tree bug just because, like, you have so many people doing this, they're just going to laugh at you. Okay. Teleports, looks at the lane, and then decides it's time to jungle. Clockwork ults over. Grimstroke hits him with a silence, zaps him. Clockwork and Grimstroke murder the Wraith King. He doesn't get reported to way up here, though. There's all of this, so probably he starts actually feeding. Maybe he's mad because he didn't have support in lane. It looks like his support is Venomancer. The mid died. That's not good. Venomancer's got 6. Oh, he's blocking the Wraith King respawn. He's not doing anything right now. Venomancer is blocking the creep camps of the Radiants. Again, that's not griefing because he's griefing the other team. Wraith King went back to lane. He sat a little bit too long in base. We can go back a little. From when he respawns. He respawns right now. He might have went away from the computer. He might have went to the bat. Well, he's moving his... Okay, he's moving his camera. Okay, he teleports fairly soon. The issue is he's level 4. A level 4 Wraith King, especially with this build, isn't the strongest. I know you want your skeletons. You don't necessarily want the skeletons early. Because you can't farm early enough. But it doesn't matter because, like, he really needs a support in lane. And again, this guy's just kind of griefing the enemy team. He's also, in a way, griefing his team because, like, if the enemies had forward vision, it doesn't show us. Oh, yeah, it does show us if we click, kind of. Oh, it showed a little. Okay, So now he TP'd mid. And now he's got a level 9 Timber Saw on him. He's actually doing a pretty good job of dodging him right now. Just stay away from the trees. Oh, Lich comes over, Grimstroke shows up, everybody kills him. I mean, he was doing the right thing there, trying to get out of his lane. Because his lane is hell. Like, now maybe he was flaming, we don't know. We don't know what was going on. Prior to this, we know he was 0-5. Well, we didn't quite watch his death, but we have an idea of what his first death here was. So when he was 0-4, more than likely he was getting destroyed. And then Clockwork hit 6 at some point. I mean, Grimstroke also hit 6, but Clockwork hit 6, and just suddenly he's unstoppable. I mean, Clockwork to begin with. He hit level 3. If you have 2 points in battery assaults, you can basically kill anybody. Okay, Wraith King's now wandering down mid. He sees the Timber Saw. He sold all of his items. He bought a Shadow Amulet. He's now standing here. He is getting XP, but they have vision on him, definitely. And he's dead. Was the initial report from him selling his stuff? Well, he'd already sold stuff at this point. Or destroyed stuff. Is he alive? Yeah, he's selling stuff. And he's buying... Well, we're going to go back Open the shop, clicks upgrades. Well, he couldn't find it. He did click upgrades, right? Okay, so he sells these two. Sells. Goes over here, clicks upgrades. Clicks the Shadow Blade. And then goes down here. Well, it's hard to see. Like, he seriously clicks upgrades, he clicks Shadow Blade, and then he goes down below where it says review case and clicks on the Shadow Amulets. And I guess he didn't have enough, he sold everything else to get it. I mean, he might have had enough. Actually, I don't think he did. How much is this Shadow Amulet? The fact that he couldn't find Shadow Amulet on this screen, he's like, oh, where's Shadow Amulet? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, I guess I gotta go to upgrades to find it. Okay, I can't find Shadow Amulet on the screen. I know, it's right there. No, it's 1,000 gold. He didn't have enough. See, he had 914. So then he sold these two. He's got 936. And then he sells everything else to get over 1,000. Yeah, buys the Shadow Amulet. Goes down mid. Decides he's going to feed. Oh, he looks at the scoreboard and says, you guys all suck too. You got 1 death, Pugna. You now have 3 deaths. You're 3-3. I mean, granted, I'm sure they were flaming him for the feeding. But these 2 reports came from, number 1, him selling his items. Somebody was probably watching him. And then number 2, he's standing there and then he dies. But he's standing there with a Shadow Amulet, invisible here. You, my man. Now he's standing right next to the tower because he knows they don't have vision there because the tower would see it. End of suspicious activity. Nobody reported him the rest of the game because I know he would do this the rest of the game. This dude is not suddenly, after 13 minutes, or 18 minutes, I guess. Oh, wait, it says 18 here, but we're only at 13. Is the whole game 18 minutes? Either way, I know for the next 5 minutes, even if the game ends in 5 minutes, that he doesn't suddenly start doing something. So there should be a million reports there. The fact that there's not, you guys are crazy. This dude is guilty. He is guilty. He is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because he has a Shadow Amulet. Ha ha ha. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Whoa, Dota crashed. That's cool. That's real cool. Apparently, Dota really didn't like me giving him a guilty. They're like, screw you, man. You don't get to say guilty. We could clip that. Okay, so I think I fixed this right. All right, I'm going to switch to intermission. And there's nothing. Oh, wait, you know why? Man, there's nothing there. It didn't fix it. Ah. Oh, it might be because, oh, no. Okay, it's loading up Dota. I didn't put Dota in it last time, though. It's interesting. So we're in intermission right now. Okay, we're going to click... look, it's Dragon Knight. You know, from the game. I mean, from the anime. The Dota anime. But it's made by Americans. Well, the studio produces it. I mean... The producer and the writer, I believe, are both Americans, but the studio is Korean. Now, if you want to argue that anime is a Japanese word and it means Japanese, well, it doesn't actually mean Japanese animation. It's just a shortened form of animation. That's why it's anime. But if you want to argue that it's from Japan, so the stuff has to be Japanese, whatever. But you know what? Stop being babies. Okay, we have our second case, because Dota loaded back up, a feeding Huskar in unranked. Let's go back to negative 38 seconds into the game. Huskar is just hanging out in base.
30 seconds.
Maybe nobody would pause for him. He needed to go smoke a cigarette. You know, people love to smoke cigarettes. You know, I was watching a Jenkins video earlier. The one where he makes fun of BSJ. And he complains, he's like... What is this? There's 3. You see this? Okay, he goes out here. That's not... I mean, it's 40 seconds in, but he lost like one creep wave, or about half a creep wave, it looks like. There's still ranged creep, though. There's 3 people disconnected. He's like, this is an NA thing. And, the funny thing with that is I've also watched Sheepsticked stream, and she says the exact same thing. Every game starts with like 2 or 3 people disconnecting, and she says it's because they're all going out to smoke cigarettes. And Jenkins has that idea. Either they go to the bathroom or smoke cigarettes, but she's like, no, they smoke cigarettes. I wish we could report them for smoking. And you're right. If you need to go smoke or go to the bathroom, do it between games. Now, I understand in a 40, 50-minute game, maybe you've been drinking a little, so your bladder's getting kind of weak. That's not good. But, not at the very start of the game. I mean, unless you're super high MMR and you have like an hour-long wait between... Because, you definitely don't want to go smoke a cigarette or go to the bathroom and your queue pops, and by the time you get back, suddenly you've got a 10, 15, 30-minute, whatever it is, no queue timer because you didn't hit accept. Okay, so Huskar. The funny thing is, he's, I mean, we can't see. Maybe if I click on Bloodseeker, it'll show. Yeah, he's 3, not even quite 3.5. Huskar is a little bit behind him, but yeah, they're pretty even. Like, he could have done more. He could have blocked and stuff, but it actually worked out pretty well. I mean, he's kind of just right-clicking the enemy creeps. But there you go, yeah. Burn him a little. Give him some burn. Yeah, he's just auto-attacking. But we don't know his skill level, right? He might just think that that's what you do, is auto-attack creeps. He gets reported here. Maybe he dives tower. Maybe someone's watching him auto-attack. I mean, auto-attacking isn't too bad because like it's not pushing right now, and the Bloodseeker's attacking way too much. I think the Bloodseeker's trying to, like, you actually want like the creeps closer to here if you can. Like right here is good. But because the Huskar is just, I don't know what that first report's for, but because the Huskar is auto-attacking the creeps, you do kind of want to add some more pressure to the creeps, just so it doesn't push too hard in your way into your tower, because then it'll push back the other way. Now Huskar should, because of the way he's playing, and there's looks like a invisibility rune up there, because of the way Huskar's playing, you could probably let him push in the tower. But he might be new enough to the Bloodseeker, or low enough MMR that he doesn't quite know what to do there. Or maybe he's scared to try to last hit under tower. Okay, so he harasses a little. Huskar's down half health. Huskar runs away. He doesn't quite understand what Berserker's Blood does. You want to get a little low. You don't want to get too low. You don't want... Does he have 3 points in thirst? Yeah. You don't want, his thirst to activate too much. And yeah, you don't want to be silenced there and take that damage if you don't have to. But him slapping you is okay, because you do have 2 points in Berserker's Blood. If you don't want to not get slapped, don't take Berserker's Blood points, take Inner Fire. Okay. He ults him. Okay, well, he gets the kill anyway. I mean, he's Huskar. I don't know why he thought he was going to go on a Huskar who's standing under tower. I mean, that was just stupid. I mean, Huskar's just right-clicking free under tower. Right. Bloodseeker goes and gets whatever rune it was. We have to see. Oh, no, he's just running around. Yeah, he was just running around. He's like, I'm going to kill him because I'm level 6. Alt. Now I'm going to stand under tower. He did move, but he took some tower damage. And of course, again, you're hitting Huskar. What does Huskar have? He's got max strength regen 45%. HP for max bonus 10%. Max attack speed 210. I mean, granted, he didn't get that low. But with those, like, taking damage on him is just making him stronger. And he's got Burning Spear, which stack. And they cannot be dispelled. Not that you have a dispel here. I mean, he's doing, what was that, 820 damage per hit. They stack. Health cost is 4% to him, but he doesn't care because, again, he's taking health down, which gives him more attack speed, greater strength regen, or greater, health regen. And at 50 health, that's 50%, or about 50%. So when he drops low enough, yeah, he's getting, right now, about, what would that be, about 25 regen per second when he drops low. I mean, the only thing Huskar is doing that might not be right is he probably doesn't need tangos at this point now. He was eating his last tango. And he's got a Morbid Mask. I actually don't mind the Morbid Mask on Huskar, because it allows you to basically just Burning Spear guys constantly, and you're regenning health from it. You want to get low, but it's good to have an ability to keep you not going too low. Now, I would be going on that Weaver right now. Alt him. Now, he did get the Lena because, again, Burning Spears just does a ton of damage. I mean, 10 attacks is 200 damage per second, right? Or is it just damage? No, it's just damage, right? Damage over time with regular attacks. Multiple attacks will stack additional damage. Lena ults him and kills him, but the Bloodseeker dies because Burning Spear. Last 8 seconds. Huskar sets dealing damage over time with regular attack. Multiple. I want to say it's just 8, but it's 8 seconds. So it's. I can't remember if it's like 20 damage per second. I don't think it is, because that would be ridiculous for 8 seconds. I think it's just 20 damage over 8 seconds, right? Or maybe, I mean, it's not a damage over time. Multiple burn damage is 20. It doesn't say what the timing. Because I want to say it's not 20 damage, though, in total per one, but either way, you're hitting them for like 200 damage if you throw 10 spears. Plus your normal attack, which is 79. I'm saying I think it's the overtime is like, that might be a tick, but it's not a full tick. It's something weird. Either way, again, he's doing a ton of damage. All at 4% of his health. Okay. I don't know why I'm going over all this. We are not doing a training class. We are not learning Dota. We did that the other day. We learned never play Dota. We're bad at it. Okay, Huskar. Ooh, the Huskar counter. This ancient apparition here is the ultimate counter to Huskar. Because he ults, well, one, like, cold feet, right? Huskar basically is going to stand in a point usually. He ults right on top of you, and then he clicks you over and over. So if you cold feet him, he's going to just, or you cold feet the area around you, he's just going to stand there and eventually freeze. Ice Vortex does a ton of damage, or gives you 20% at this level, 30% increased magic damage eventually. Your Chilling Touch does a decent nuke. Huskar no longer has additional, I mean, I said no longer, it's been like 3-4 years, right? But Huskar doesn't have additional magic immunity, or not immunity, magic resist when he gets low like he used to. It's just health regen now. So he's pretty susceptible actually to big magic nukes. Lena might try to nuke him. Nope, she's just dead. we can figure this out. We're going to click on Luna here. I went too far back. Where is he? Okay, he just died.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Respawns.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Well, Lena had already ulted, so she was pretty free there. Weaver runs away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There it is. Okay. Okay. You are on fire, taking periodic damage. Well, and she got life break, yeah, which takes a ton of health and slows you down. 5 stacks. She's got 135. 6 stacks. Boom, just dead. Yeah, that's a periodic damage burn, basically. But I don't think it's ever. It could be every second again. That's a lot of damage, actually. I mean, granted, yeah, they have 25% magic resist to begin with. Now, the AAC, because he's standing there right-clicking, he always you basically always get frozen as Huskar, and then he could nuke you if he actually didn't run Ice Vortex so high. Okay, Huskar gets the murder. Good thing you reported him for feeding. Up here comes Bloodseeker. You should have probably turned Burning Spears off, because you are taking 4% damage for each one of those. You're not life-stealing for 40% or 4%. That's part of the reason they actually made this percent instead of... Because it used to be Huskar would take the exact same. Now, this is magical, right? So you could buy a hood. Yeah, he could buy a hood. Just because I think he takes... You take yourself take magical damage, right? I don't know. That's why I like this. Yeah, see, that is DPS. I was right. Man, that's a lot of DPS. 28 seconds. That's 160 DPS on one hit. Now, again, we take the 25% off. That's still well over 100 damage per hit.
Bottom is missing.
For 8 seconds, too. Like, I mean, per hit, like, Lena's just, yeah. You just melt. Okay, he did turn it off there. Or you use your inner fire, like, because I think he could have used it. I mean, just to knock away the Bloodseeker at that one point. Because Bloodseeker's melee, he has to get close to you. So if you push him away a little when he's about to silence you, you might have a few more seconds.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, back to the game. He's building a Raver. It's a bad build. He just melted the hut. And I can't quite... He's getting a little low, but still. That's him being cocky. He got about full. He sees the Bloodseeker. He's like, oh,
Dire's
I can kill a Bloodseeker.
Dire's top
He
tower
doesn't notice the Bloodseeker, though. Can kill him eventually at some point because it's a Bloodseeker. And he ruptured you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Because the big issue is he's trying to build a satanic. He's saving up for his Reaver. Now, having a satanic early enough. But there's better items you could have already gotten. Like an armlet. Or even, a AA blast. Okay, back to the AA. So the AA ult is the big thing. Which is you don't heal. And, you die if you drop too low. What does Huskar do? Why, he heals when he gets low. He has greater health regen. And you want him to get low because of the health regen, the bonuses for the attack speed. So AA all around is just a good counter to Huskar in those ways. Because then you can't do what you want to do on Huskar, which is get low. But part of the problem is also without the magic resist you used to get as Huskar, which again we're talking about old Dota 2. You can't get too low because like Lita would just blow you up. That's why it's not terrible for him to have gotten like a hood or something at this point. Hey, kill Lina. Kill the ward. You're, okay, well, kill everybody. Bloodseeker did die. Juggernaut died, but I think Juggernaut died after Huskar. Yeah. Problem is he went on Juggernaut and then Juggernaut started spinning. So suddenly Juggernaut's magic immune. This pierces spell immunity, but its damage type is magical, so he doesn't actually take the damage. Correct? Because this cannot be dispelled. So Huskar's dispel here. I don't remember if that Huskar gets dispelled. Because it doesn't say you dispel your enemy, right? Well, because you can dispel enemies. But mainly the spells are hero dispels. But, you can, again, this is non-dispellable because that's an enemy dispel. When I say hero dispel, like friendly dispels, it's like a Legion Commander. We are watching way too much of this game. This dude's not doing anything. I mean, okay, his build is terrible. You don't rush a Satanic. You don't go boot Satanic. Now he's going BKB. He just got the Satanic way too early. Because you build up to it. You don't want it at 25 minutes because the problem is while you're building it, you do nothing, and by the time you finally get it, the enemy team's all got this. And also, guess what? We've already talked about, and you see it right here, Frostbitten. There's an AA on the other team. So unless you wait till the AA ult ends each time, I mean, they got the kills there. But it's because the AA ults had already ended. But see, AA ults, you get frostbitten, now you're not healing. Satanic's useless. This item right here is a 80 damage item at this point. Because it does nothing else to you while you're AA ulted. And eventually this AA will have a 12-second frostbite, and I think you can get more frostbite time on here, maybe. Maybe not anymore. Oh, he does have Spell Amp. Anything here does... No, okay. And he's just going to spam it, because it's like a 40-second cooldown or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, 40-second cooldown. I was right. I know a little too much Dota at this point. Okay, so now he's got the Ogre Axe, more strength. Again, strength's not bad, it gives you more health. More health doesn't help when Ice Blast does percent threshold. So if you drop below 13% and are Ice Blasted, like right there. Granted, it was the Juggernaut that got him. But you drop down below 13% and you die. I complained because I had a ranked... I think it was a ranked game. I picked a mid Huskar. Somebody else somebody else who was picking carry decided he wanted to switch to... Or maybe he was picking off lane, but he didn't pick. Because then we were like, hey, are you going to pick? And he marked himself as off lane. I picked Huskar. He then picked someone and was like, I'm me mid. And they last picked or something. They may not have. It might have been earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. They picked an AA. I wound up having to go off lane. Just got destroyed by the AA.
Radiant spotted.
That's why, like, I'm intimately familiar with the Huskar versus AA. Yeah, Huskar dies here. Speed it up so we can see the fight. Again, he's trying, but again, the build's useless, especially against this enemy team. He gets hit by the Ice Blast, so now he's got Frostbite on him for 12 seconds. And he's clicking on the... and then he switched targets a couple times. Yeah. Like, they're all around him, and he's clicking on the bug. Dota's so slow at normal speed. I think they should speed the game up to 1.5.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I wouldn't mind 2 either. I think 1.5 is a good... Because everybody's just a little too slow. Granted, you'd have to have, like, faster... Okay, Huskar's getting hit again. Boom, Frostbite. This plus 23, plus 24, plus 25 is doing nothing. And now he's got a Mithril Handle. I don't know what he's going to do with that, because guess what? Cannot be dispelled. Pierces spell immunity. Yes. Cannot be dispelled. Pierces spell immunity. They're going to kill him. He's an idiot. I don't... Huskar used the BKB. I guess that did stop the silence. He used the Satanic. He still dropped kind of low. He's got an Imclaw on him. Again, this is a good late... Like, these 2 items are good late game Huskar items. In a normal game. Even in this game, they wouldn't be terrible later. But... this dude... And he's just watching everything happening. I don't even know where he is. Oh, he's over there in the trees. Okay, where's our boy Huskar? He's trying to get ready to go to Roche. He's like, we should Roche, guys. And honestly, again... Thunderstorms. He's got a Satanic, so Roshing isn't terrible there. Okay, he does not get Frostbite in there, so that's good. Missed the AA ult. He's also kind of low. Like, you look at the scores here. It's like 26 on Pango. He's 22. Like, apart from the Faceless Void, he's the, second lowest level in the game. I mean, in the game. Third lowest in the game. Because AA is 20. But that's because AA is hiding up here in the trees and just sending out Ice Blasts. Which again is what he really wants to do. Then Dire, Bloodseeker, take Aegis. Huskar, who's been looking at it constantly, like, oh, should I go up here? Scared to go into the most important farming area of the map, the Radiant Jungle. This is why they're going to lose. They haven't farmed that Radiant Jungle once. I mean, maybe somebody else was. Maybe Void's been. Void's going bottom. Huskar's watching him. Huskar's going to farm mid. Just doesn't know what to do. Team fight happens. He dies. Okay, we're going to watch. Here comes Huskar. 2 teammates died. He jumps in, BKBs. Throws a bunch of stuff, but has everybody hitting him. That was just dumb. Especially once half the team were dead, you just turn around and go walk away. You just wasted a BKB charge. He could buy back, but it's useless doing that. Especially when the teammates are dying. They're all coming back. At this point, if the Dire were still pushing, he would buy back, but he just bought out. What did he just send? Okay, so now he's just goofing in base. He's just buying the items from the secret shop, from the neutral items. So he buys that and then he sends it back. Then he buys something else. When he buys those two, he had sent the Imp Claw back, right, and then rebought it. I think he was because he might have been thinking, well, would something be better else on me? And guess what? Something probably would be better on you. You've got the Stormcrafter, which would give you your Cyclone. Kind of help you get away and zap people. And give you mana. I mean, you don't really mana regen except for Inner Fire, but you've never used Inner Fire. I don't know why. But Illusion Escape wouldn't be bad. I mean, it's agility and strength. So you would get 14 strength, 14 damage. You would get 14 agility, so maybe an armor. But also more attack speed. Yeah, that's good on him. Mindbreaker's good on him. I mean, the Orb of Destruction, I think, would also probably be better than Claw. 24 damage is okay. But you can... This is armor reduction. Armor reduction's way better. Especially 4 armor reduction. That's probably, like... would be way stronger than just 24 damage. In the occasional critical strike. Like a 7-second critical strike. That's only 130%. Again, the Illusion Escape you could pop, especially in things like you get silenced by the Bloodseeker. You pop it. You see the Lena coming and she goes to stun you. You could pop it. She doesn't necessarily know which one to kill. Okay, looks like he muted the Dead Void. Okay, he buys back. Pangolier also buys back. He goes on Lena. Just click her. Just click her. She's dead if you click her. Oh, the Weaver has Ags. Lena died anyway. He's over here. Now, see, that's one of those... This is one of those cases where a teammate's probably looking at him like the Faceless Void. So again, he jumps on her. Ults and BKBs, and hits the Satanic. You also hit the Satanic way too early, dude. I know you're worried about the A, but he also gets ruptured, so he can't really move. Because he has to worry about the other guys, because doesn't know the cooldown on that, probably. So he walks back over, gets hit. Everybody dies, because they all try to go on him. He's frozen by cold feet. Pangolier stands there too long and dies. Huskar's now probably a little scared because he knows the Bloodseekers killed him before solo. Bloodseeker shows up and murders him. Now stop clicking on him. He's got blade mail out. It murders him. He probably actually would have survived if it wasn't for the blade mail. But again, he has Inner Fire. I don't think he's used this once. He could have Inner Fired him. Yes, he would have taken blade mail damage after the blade mail, but he wouldn't be right-clicking on you. And your BKB's off cooldown. I'm pretty sure it was off cooldown at that point. So because he bought back, he's dead forever. He's now once again sitting in base. Sold all of his items. We had to watch this entire video to see him decide 50 minutes into the game when they just had a team wipe, except for the Huskar. Except for the Bloodseeker. A team wipe on the enemy team. Kill AA, thank you. They should be able to go kill Lena if they wanted to. Bloodseeker's got him. Why? Void jumps in and uses abilities on a guy with a BKB. Mr. 50 minute. He waits till 50 minutes to start griefing. Ults an illusion. Dies. I'm not going to give his death or the ult the illusion. I think this last report... Oh no, he's respawned in time. Okay, he's just sitting in base. Finally moves out. Goes and buys a Reaver and a Vitality booster. He's going for heart now. I mean, he didn't destroy his items. He sold them all, so he thought he was going to... But no, dude, 50 minutes of the game, you don't sell all your items unless you're going to buy something. Unless you're buying a heart that moment, selling your items is like, that's griefing. You're guilty. You're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're guilty. You're guilty. Because he also got rid of his neutral item. He's like, I'm going to get rid of the neutral. I'm getting rid of everything. Why? We're watching the entire game. And it's like he's doing okay. He's just heavily countered. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm going to get rid of everything. I want to throw the game. Okay, on that one, it's probably that. So we have the next case. Was this only case number 3? An alchemist reported for feeding unranked game 0 and 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, which is fine because it's 3 seconds in the game, so we don't know yet. Alchemist has... He looks like Huskar. I know, that's another bug. At least we have trees. Hey, let's see if we can get rid of the trees. Nope. Okay, let's see. Is he just so he's moving the camera? Okay, goes down here, clicks shop, clicks upgrades. Now it goes over here for some reason. Oh, he might be in the new players. I don't know. He's not queuing anything. Oh, now he's going to basics. Is he looking at a soul ring? I don't know because like he may not have the same. He may not be running the default guide stuff. Okay, well he buys Salve and Tango, and now he's looking at other people's items. Okay, and here's the Techies on his team, so this game's already looking good. Techies gets the first blood. He doesn't notice that there's a Slark in his lane, I don't think. Maybe he saw the Slark had wards and was going to be a support. Even though the Slark has a Quelling Blade. Did Slark... No, Clockwork had wards. I'm sorry. Clockwork had wards. Slark has Quelling Blade and an Orb of Venom. What? Let's see, I heard that thing and thought Slark had a ward for some reason. Which is fine, because, you could ward early if your mid doesn't. So this is a support alchemist, and he's not toiling. You're supposed to toil as mid alchemist, as a support alchemist. What you actually want for your items... If you're going to do a toil alchemist, right? We've had to argue with Slacks when he did it before. Is you want a Quelling Blade, you want a Ring of Regen, and then probably 2 Tangos. I think you can get 2 Tangos out of it. Or a Healing Salve and a Tango isn't bad. You can also save up for the Ring of Protection and kind of rush it. But, if you get the Ring of Regen and a Quelling Blade... and then 1 or 2 of these, you basically can just farm forever. I mean, granted, you can't farm for a minute, so it doesn't matter. And of course, the thing is, by the time the minute ends, by the time the minute's up, you can probably buy another item. So you could buy the Ring of Protection at that point. And then you don't go boots. I mean, boots isn't bad, but you don't go boots. Yeah, this is just him griefing at this point because he's just sitting there sapping XP. Doesn't want to get the abandon. I'm sure he's mad because he probably wanted to play carry and then Slark picked afterwards. He's not feeding, he's griefing. I mean, maybe he dies when he gets reported. Slark's courier gets killed because Slark is an idiot. I mean, you don't stand in the middle of a creep wave with your courier coming against two enemies. And Slark probably thinks Alchemist should be helping him. Okay, it's almost 2 minutes into the game. They have definitely blocked a small camp. So now he's going over here to... This is a medium camp, right? That's a bad idea to go for the medium. You also can't pull. You want to back away. Back away a little farther. You want to try to leash them out as far as you can. He ate the tango pretty early, though. That's good. And then he, okay, does that. He hit level 2 at some point. I think when he was in lane, but... No, leaving the creeps there isn't a good idea. I know you want to go pull, but you could have probably killed it first and then pulled the other way. You could have eaten the tree at the top and then pulled up while trying to kill that creep so the creep wave would have spawned. Or the creep camp would have spawned. He did get the stack off. That's good. What's he bringing out on the courier? Probably just more regen, right? So you've gone full Toil Alchemist at this point. You probably don't think you have. You're going to build a... I'm going to guess... Divine Rapier. No. Actually, he's going to build a Radiance. We know what he's going to go for. He should be going Battle Fury, honestly, because Radiance isn't as strong as it used to be. And, like, pretty much Alchemists, they build Battle Fury and then Sange and Yasha here. And then from there, you go like maybe a Basher. You'd have to go watch the videos on it. Because you into an Abyssal Blade. Scotty's not bad. Or, actually, even Octarine's not bad. But like, you know, that kind of stuff. Like even Solar Crest or Shiva's isn't. But the first two items are basically, okay, he went Ring of Health. That's actually not too bad. It's close to the Ring of Regen. Although, again, you're wasting... And now he's going to probably ward up the jungle so he can see if there are enemies coming. Which isn't bad if he's trying to protect himself. Slark's actually doing pretty well in lane. Like, Slark's level 4. He's got more regen probably coming out. Yep. Although you should have bought more than just a salve. You should have some tangos. And if Slark can hold it in lane, then why not just let the Alchemist go screw in the jungle? I mean, he's got a stack here. He's got the courier coming back out, probably with more regen. Hopefully not. Just more clarities. He's just clarying it up. You shouldn't go. You should have went 2 levels of Greevil's Greed. You're jungling. You want 2 levels of Greevil's Greed. The only way the Jungle Alchemist works is if you max Greevil's Greed first. You're also probably going to die. I know you think because this gives you 6.5 HP regen that it's enough. That's why you need like some kind of armor item. Your armor's 3, so it's not terrible. But if you get the Ring of Protection here, that's 2 extra armor. And that basically saves you. Wow, was that the royal jelly you sent back? And then Slark got it. And then Slark gave it to Alchemist. What the? Wait a second. Because Alchemist didn't give it to himself. Alchemist is just jungling. Yeah, the jelly drops Oh, no, okay, he did give it to himself, and then he sent it back. And then the Slark got it after he died, and Slark, I'm sure, gave it to himself whenever he respawns. So the Alchemist did give it to himself. Okay. I'll say, because if you're a greedy jungler who's mad because you didn't get to play safe lane, the only thing to worry about, but the fact that he actually sent it back and didn't just hold on to it, you know, he is trying. Again, you're not going the proper toil. I don't know. He's not trying to be a toil. But if you're going to go Jungle Alchemist, go toil, because at least it's fun, because it's stupid. What you do, yeah, you get the Ring of Health, like a Ring of Protection, Quelling Blade. By a minute in the game, you should be able to actually afford everything and have it flown out to you. 2 tangos, a salve. You go into the jungle. The next thing you buy, shovel. I would say I would take the shovel. You're a jungler, you run the shovel. Send the broom handle back. Dude, send the broom handle back. Okay, cool. See, again, he's being good. He brought a salve out. He just didn't realize how much damage he's going to take here early. Again, armor. Okay, so then after that, the next item you get is a Gloves of Haste. Yes, you get attack speed, stuff, but you know what you're buying with the Gloves of Haste. You're going Midas. And then, from the Midas, you build... Well, I can't see them. I know... Oh, I'm like half blind right now. I want to say... Okay, where? Seriously, where? There, magical. Aghanim Scepter. You build 4 Aghanim Scepters. You give one to each member of your team. And here's a fun thing you can do. You can buy 4 Aghanim Shards. You put them on your courier, and then you click your courier, you click the Aghanim Shard, and then you click on your teammates. Your courier will take it to your teammate and give him an Ag Shard. And you spend about 40 minutes doing that. Nothing else. But then you tell the team how you're getting them all Ags, so they're all getting, and Shards, so they're getting 5,400 gold's worth of items. Broadsword. Oh, he actually is buying. Okay, he's buying the Battle Fury. He at least knows what an alchemist should be getting first. Ooh, Royal Jelly on the other team. Oh, he builds up. Gets a TP scroll, right? He's got wards. And again, he's getting wards. Now he's just using them to ward up his jungle. Oh, and then Pudge shows up. Pudge, dude. Not cool. You know this is Alchemist jungle. Alchemist doesn't have ults. Doesn't have anything right now. He's gonna die. You didn't need to go over there. You had nothing on. You had everything was on cooldown. That was the first real mistake. And he gets reported for dying there. I mean, he's level 6. He's probably way behind everybody else. Yep. Although they're only level 7. He's about to hit level 7. I mean, granted, the Slark's level 7 because he's been solo laning against the dual lane. Techie smokes the Alchemist. Like, no, you're not going to... He's not going to follow Techie's. I mean, once you hit level 6, the whole point is hitting level 6. Once you hit level 6, you can just ult. Anytime you start getting low on health, you can clear a camp and then heal up. We're going to speed this up. Okay, he denied the middle tower. And again, this is one of those games where he did not pick position 5. He picked an Alchemist. I am sure he wanted to carry, and then Slark picked after him because it's unranked, and people do stuff like that all the time unranked. And they're like, well, you just have to go play support. So he said, well, I'm going to go jungle. The issue is there's no real supports this game. I don't know if he's been buying anything. I'm sure he hasn't. He's just farming down there. The only one buying wards is Alchemist, and he's only like warding up where he's farming. Dude, you can ult and take the Ancients. So he got his Battle Fury. Yeah, you want the bounties because you get a bunch of gold from them. Okay, he finally ults. This is like half a stack. He's going to take it. He only gets reported 3 times. So one time he died. The other time, we're going to come back here where we are, 1536. This time was basically after they figured out he was jungling. Or maybe they reported him for stacking a camp, it looks like. I'm sure this one was Slark, just because Slark's mad at him for not supporting. Look again, I'm fairly sure he wasn't planning on supporting. I don't give guilties to guys who get Okay, we're like 20 seconds behind where we were. It was 1535. Okay. So he's farming. He's farming. He's farming. He's got his Battle Fury to build up his farm. Unfortunately, he's also got a Slark farming, but he's going to lane. That's good. No, click the creeps. Ignore any team fighting. He's only got 1 clarity left, and he's using clarities. He's not buying a bunch of mangoes. Team's dying. You are not ready for a team fight. If you are going to do it, you need to ult first. You need to run. You're going to die. He's juking him. He actually juked him forever. He shouldn't have, he should never went over there, though. Like, you should know you're not going to get there. Meanwhile, the Slark, who's done nothing all games, tipping him because the Slark's like, it's your fault for not supporting me in lane. Again, he's trying. He's an alchemist. He had nowhere to farm. He's not. He wasn't a support alchemist. We're not going to give him, like, he shouldn't have been jungling. Jungling's bad, but uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. As soon as the creeps showed up, he turned visible again. Anyways, you can see what he's building. He's building a Shadow Blade. Now, Shadow Blade's a bit bad. Like, you probably shouldn't be building a Shadow Blade next. Again, Sanjin Yasha's better because it just gives you... Oh, ooh, you got a free bounty rune. Sanjin Yasha is better because it gives you 25% status resistance. As well as 30% self HP regen, which really is good on his ult form. You know, when you Chemical Rage... Is he... Yep, he's going to die. They're all going on him, and they're all way higher levels than him at this point. But Chemical Rage gives you 75 bonus health regen. So you get an extra 30% on top of that. Of the 30% of the 70. I'm not playing math. But you want it's pretty high, and again, the 25% status resistance, especially against their team's real good. As well as the 16 strength. He figured he'd go with Shadow Blade because he can either initiate with it or he can run away. This game was stupid to begin with. They had no position 5 and their position 4 was Atekis. Atekis, who, mind you, hasn't really done anything except like mine up areas all game. And maybe he wanted to go mid. We don't know. Maybe he thought he was a mid alchemist. And then Wind Ranger's like, no, I'm not a support, I'm a mid. Don't you know what MMR this is at? We don't play support Wind Ranger here. And he's dead. Again, he's dead because he's just too underfarmed. Even as like this kind of jungling support alchemist, you basically just have to farm, and hope to outfarm the other team. He's actually not doing bad on levels now. He's the highest, Wind Ranger's highest, but he's 0-6 and he's level 13. Slark's 13 and 0-5. But OD's 19, 17, 15, 14, so he's lower than everybody on the other team. He has no items. He's just standing here now. This isn't... Okay, he's moving. Dies because they have vision.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Like, he bought this because he thought he could escape with it, I think. But they're just buying vision. Meanwhile, Techies is over here smoke doing nothing. And I know he's like, oh, well, I'm just Techies. You have to be able to do something as Techies, dude. You, as a Techies, well, he's about to respawn. As a Techies, you have this right here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That could completely turn a game like this around. If you hit the right blast off, and then after hitting blast off, you hit a stasis mine. Yeah, he's standing here, but guess what? We don't know if he starts moving. We're giving him not guilty. You guys need to all learn to play better together. You know, you either work together, or you lose alone. I mean, yeah, it was kind of, and again, we don't, like, if it was ranked, if that was immortal. Oh, okay, that was the last one, it looks like. Cool, because we went over an hour again. But yeah, like, if it was ranked, and especially if it was, like, Q ranked, right? If it was role Q, and he was, like, on hard support, and roll queued, then there's a big issue. But, you know, it was unranked. We don't know MMRs or anything. I'm assuming he's low MMR. Dota's smart enough not to give me, like, Immortals to watch. Although, like, I'm fairly sure I could figure out whether Immortals are guilty or not. Like, if that was Ancients, maybe. If it was, what's it called? I mean, even in ranked, if that was like Herald, I would maybe give him a not guilty. But especially in unranked, like, come on, guys. And they only reported him twice. Once for jungling, once for dying when he tried to help out his Pudge, and that's, again, he should have just known better. As the current alchemist, you actually just want to not jungle, but farm till you get your next item, and then maybe you're strong enough to try to team fight. But he had no items at that point. Well, maybe tomorrow we'll get some more games. Maybe they won't be like the Huskar game where we have to wait 40 minutes, and then the Huskar decides to sell all of his items, and then he starts trying to buy a heart afterwards because he realizes maybe selling all my items was a mistake. But guess what? You already threw the game. Until next time, have a good day. Have a wonderful session. Don't feed. Don't grief. Or you're going to jail.